Ladies and gentlemen, every single minute of your life is powerful. We often think that big achievements, big opportunities, and big decisions are what shape our future. But the truth is, your life is built minute by minute, choice by choice. Every small decision you make today becomes a brick in the foundation of your tomorrow. Think about it. 1 minute of kindness can change someone's entire day. 1 minute of courage can push you to take a step you were too afraid to take. 1 minute of learning can open your mind to new possibilities. And 1 minute of laziness, 1 minute of ignoring your dreams, can also push your future a little farther away. Every minute is a building block of your future, and yet so many of us live as if time is infinite. We push our dreams to tomorrow. We postpone our health to another day, and we delay our goals, thinking we will always have another chance. But the truth is, each minute that passes is not just time slipping away, it is a piece of your life being written into your story. Imagine a wall being built brick by brick, and every brick matters. If one is weak, the entire wall shakes, but if each one is strong and placed with care, the wall stands tall and unshakable. That is exactly how your life is built, through minutes, not through years. Every single one carries weight, and it silently shapes the person you are becoming. Think about the habits you repeat every day. When you choose to waste your minutes scrolling endlessly or complaining about things you cannot change, those minutes are building blocks too, but weak ones. They pile up and form a future filled with regret, frustration, and emptiness. On the other hand, when you decide to spend even a few minutes reading, reflecting, working on your health, or speaking kindly to others, those minutes become strong, solid blocks, creating a future that feels meaningful. It is not the grand decisions once in a while that define you, but the daily minutes you either protect or throw away. We often hear people say, "One day I will achieve this," or "One day I will change my life." But that one day is nothing more than the sum of small minutes. You will not suddenly wake up one morning transformed into the person you want to be. That transformation is happening right now, in the way you use your time. Every single minute you invest in self-discipline, every single minute you spend learning something new, every single minute you dedicate to building your character is like planting a seed that will grow into the garden of your future. Ignore those minutes and the garden grows empty, but honor them and you create something beautiful. The value of a minute is easy to see when it is gone. 1 minute too late and you miss a train. 1 minute too slow and you lose an opportunity. 1 minute too distracted and you fail to notice the beauty in front of you. Life whispers to us that time is precious, but most of the time we refuse to listen until it is too late. What would change if you treated every minute as a gift, a chance to step closer to your dreams? What if you lived with the awareness that every 60 seconds you experience is shaping not just your present, but the person you are becoming tomorrow? The people who create meaningful lives are not the ones who have more time. They are the ones who respect every minute they are given. They know that minutes create habits, habits create character, and character creates destiny. They understand that when you waste minutes, you waste life itself. They protect their time like treasure because they know each moment has the power to shape their journey. It is not about perfection, but about intention. Even if you cannot control everything in your life, you can control how you spend your next minute. And that single choice holds the power to change everything. Small choices today decide your tomorrow, and often we do not realize how powerful those little decisions are. We imagine that our life will change only when something huge happens, like a new job, a big success, or a major opportunity. But the truth is, those big moments are built on countless small choices that seemed unimportant at the time. Choosing to get out of bed a little earlier, choosing to eat something healthy, choosing to say a kind word instead of a harsh one, choosing to read a page of a book instead of wasting time. These are the small decisions that quietly carve out the shape of your future. They look ordinary in the moment, but when added up over days, months, and years, they create extraordinary outcomes. If you look closely at people who inspire you, you will notice it is not one single decision that made them who they are. It is the repetition of many small choices made daily. The choice to work on themselves when no one was watching, the choice to keep going when quitting seemed easier, the choice to believe in possibilities when doubt was louder. Each choice was a seed, and over time those seeds grew into the life they are now living. That is how tomorrow is shaped, not by chance but by consistent decisions made in the present. It is easy to underestimate the power of small choices, because they do not show immediate results. One unhealthy meal does not make you sick, and one missed workout does not ruin your health. But repeat those choices again and again, and they lead you down a road of regret. In the same way, one kind gesture may not change your life, but keep choosing kindness, and it will shape you into someone people admire and respect. That is why being mindful of the little things matters so much. Life is not waiting for one grand moment to define you. It is being shaped right now by the tiny decisions you keep making. Many people delay progress because they are waiting for the perfect time, the perfect plan, or the perfect chance. They say tomorrow I will start, or next week I will be serious. But tomorrow is never guaranteed, and even if it comes, it will only reflect the choices you made today. Every tomorrow is nothing but today repeated. If you want a better future, you must begin shaping it now. Not with huge leaps, but with small steps. Deciding to start now, to do something meaningful in this very moment, is how you take control of your future, instead of leaving it to luck. Think of your life like a canvas. Every small choice is a brushstroke. Some strokes may look insignificant. Some may even look messy, but together they form the painting of your life. If you are careless with your brushstrokes, the picture will reflect. If you are intentional, patient, and consistent, the picture will turn into something you are proud of. That is the gift of small choices. They might not seem powerful alone, but together they create the story of who you become. When you wake up tomorrow, your life will not be brand new. It will simply be the result of the choices you made today. If you chose growth, you will see progress. If you chose excuses, you will see stagnation. The future is not something that appears suddenly. It is being built piece by piece through the decisions you are making right now. And that is why the small choices matter more than you think, because they are silently deciding the kind of tomorrow you will face. Gratitude in minutes creates peace in the future, because the way you choose to see and value the present shapes the kind of life you will step into tomorrow. Gratitude is not about having everything perfect. It is about noticing what is already there and cherishing it. When you fill your minutes with thankfulness, you train your heart to see abundance instead of lack, hope instead of despair, and blessings instead of problems. Each moment of gratitude becomes a seed that grows into peace, contentment, and strength for the days ahead. People who live with gratitude do not have fewer challenges, but they have calmer minds and stronger hearts to face those challenges. That calmness is the peace they carry into their future. It is easy to spend your minutes complaining about what you do not have, what did not go your way, or what others did to you. But those minutes of negativity also shape your future, filling it with more bitterness and frustration. On the other hand, if you pause even for a single minute and say, I am thankful for this breath, for this meal, for this chance to try again, that minute becomes a moment of healing. It may seem small, but over time, these small grateful minutes create a mindset that is unshakable. When tomorrow comes, you find yourself more at peace because you trained your mind today to see life as a gift instead of a burden. Gratitude also has the power to change how you see difficulties. When you choose gratitude in hard times, you discover lessons hidden inside pain. Instead of asking, "Why me?" you begin to ask, "What can I learn?" That single shift creates a future where struggles no longer break you, but build you. 1 minute of gratitude in the middle of hardship can stop the storm in your heart, even when the storm outside continues. That peace carries forward, shaping a future where you are no longer controlled by what happens to you, but by how you choose to respond. When you practice gratitude minute by minute, you also build better relationships. A single minute spent appreciating someone instead of criticizing them can change the way they see themselves and the way they see you. Saying thank you to a parent, a friend, a colleague, or even a stranger takes only seconds, yet it creates bonds that last. Those moments of gratitude strengthen connections, and in the future, those strong relationships become a source of peace and support. Gratitude multiplies blessings, and those multiplied blessings become the foundation of a more peaceful life. The future often feels uncertain, and uncertainty breeds anxiety, but gratitude is the anchor that keeps you steady. When you fill your minutes with thankfulness, you stop focusing on what could go wrong and start appreciating what is already right. That shift reduces fear of the unknown, giving you confidence to walk into tomorrow with trust instead of worry. A grateful heart today becomes a peaceful heart tomorrow. Peace is not something you stumble upon by luck. It is something you prepare for by choosing gratitude every day, every hour, every minute. If you want a future filled with peace, you do not need to wait for your life to be perfect. You only need to start valuing the minutes you have now by practicing gratitude in them. Each grateful minute builds a future where your heart rests instead of races, where your mind feels light instead of heavy, and where your spirit is filled with strength instead of fear. Growth happens in the small moments, not just big ones, and this is something many people overlook. We wait for life-changing opportunities, believing they will come in the form of dramatic events or grand successes, but the truth is that the real shaping of who we are happens quietly in the little choices we make every single day. It happens in the way you respond when someone criticizes you, in the way you discipline yourself to keep going when you feel tired, and in the way you choose to learn from mistakes instead of hiding from them. Those small, ordinary moments of decision are where growth begins, and when repeated over time, they lead to transformation far greater than any single big event could ever give you. Think about the simple moments in your day. Waking up early when you want to stay in bed, saying no to something that distracts you, showing patience when someone tests your limits, spending a few minutes reading or reflecting instead of wasting them. All of these actions may not feel like much in the moment, but they are shaping you. Each one builds discipline, resilience, and strength. Growth is not about waiting for a perfect opportunity to prove yourself. It is about using these everyday chances to strengthen the person you are becoming. The reason small moments are so powerful is because they are constant. Big opportunities may come once in a while, but small choices are present every hour of your life. That means you always have a chance to grow. When you treat the little things with seriousness, you prepare yourself for the big thing. A person who learns consistency in small habits will be ready when bigger responsibilities arrive. Without this preparation, even a grand opportunity can be wasted because growth cannot be skipped. It must be built step by step, moment by moment. Growth also happens in the moments of failures. When something goes wrong, you can either let it break you or use it to become wiser. The choice you make in that small moment decides whether you remain stuck or move forward. Many people fear failure, but it is not failure itself that holds them back. It is the way they choose to respond. If you can choose courage in that moment, instead of shame, if you can choose to learn instead of complain, then you are growing in ways success alone could never teach you. Even relationships grow in small moments. The decision to listen instead of argue, the decision to forgive instead of hold a grudge, the decision to show kindness instead of indifference. All these moments seem small, but they shape the future of your relationship. Strong bonds are not built in one grand gesture. They are built in countless tiny actions that show consistency and care, growth in love, in trust, in understanding. All comes from these little choices that you keep making again and again. When you look back on your life, you will notice it was not the few big events that defined you, but the daily moments that taught you patience, resilience, kindness, and persistence. Those little minutes where you pushed yourself just a bit further, where you made a better choice, where you kept faith instead of giving up, are the true builders of your character. Growth does not wait for the stage, the spotlight, or the applause. It happens quietly, in the moments no one sees. And it is those small hidden victories that prepare you for the visible ones that are yet to come. Make every minute count with purpose and intention, because time is the most valuable resource you will ever have. Unlike money, you cannot earn it back once it is gone. And unlike possessions, you cannot store it for later use. Every minute that passes is gone forever, which means the way you spend it determines the quality of your future. Living with intention is about understanding this truth and making sure your minutes are not wasted on things that do not matter. It is about choosing to live with clarity rather than drifting through life without direction. A single minute spent with purpose can carry more weight than an entire day lived in distraction, because intention gives meaning to everything you do. Too often people move through life on autopilot. They wake up, follow routines without thinking, and fill their days with tasks that do not align with their deepest values. When you live this way, minutes turn into hours and hours turn into years. And you suddenly realize that your life has gone by without you ever truly living it. But when you live with intention, you begin to ask yourself, what matters to me? What do I want to create? Who do I want to become? These questions guide the way you use your minutes, making sure that each one becomes a step toward a life that feels meaningful instead of empty. Making every minute count does not mean doing something extraordinary all the time. It means being fully present in whatever you are doing. If you are working on a goal, give it your full focus. If you are spending time with loved ones, put away distractions and give them your full heart. If you are resting, rest with the intention of recharging your body and mind instead of wasting the time in guilt or idleness. When you attach purpose to each minute, even the simplest moments gain value. Washing dishes, walking to work, or sitting in silence can become purposeful if you use those minutes to reflect, to learn, or to practice gratitude. Living with intention also requires saying no. Every minute you give away to something meaningless is a minute stolen from your futures. When you say yes to distractions, to negativity, or to people who drain your energy, you are saying no to your own growth. Protecting your time is not selfish. It is a way of respecting your future self. The more intentional you are with your minutes, the clearer your path becomes, and the less you allow external noise to pull you away from what truly matters. Purpose gives direction to your minutes. If you know your why, then every action, no matter how small, contributes to something greater. For example, exercising for just 10 minutes may not seem life-changing, but if your purpose is to build a healthy future, that single choice aligns with your vision. Reading for a few minutes daily may not seem like much, but over time, it expands your knowledge and shapes your thinking. With intention, even the smallest actions become powerful, because they are connected to something meaningful. At the end of your life, you will not measure it in years, but in the way you spent your minutes. Did you live them with awareness, with gratitude, with courage, and with love? Did you let them slip away in distraction and regret? Every minute is an opportunity to align with your values, to express who you truly are, and to move closer to the future you want to create. When you live with purpose and intention, no minute is wasted, because each one becomes a building block of a life well lived. 1 minute of courage can change your life, because sometimes all it takes is a single moment to step beyond your fear and enter into growth. We often imagine courage as something grand, like standing before a crowd or saving someone in danger. But true courage often hides in the small, ordinary moments where no one is watching. It is the courage to raise your hand in a class when your voice is shaking, the courage to admit you made a mistake when your ego wants to protect you, the courage to take the first step toward a dream, even when you have no idea how the rest of the path will unfold. That 1 minute where you decide not to give in to fear becomes a turning point that leads you into a new version of yourself. Think about the times you let fear hold you back. Opportunities slip away not because you were not capable, but because you hesitated. Fear convinced you to wait, to stay silent, to avoid trying. And yet, all that was needed was 1 minute of courage to break through. That 1 minute could have led to a conversation that opened doors, to an attempt that taught you something valuable, or to a decision that changed your direction. Courage does not erase fear. It simply means acting even when fear is present. The magic lies in that small gap where you feel afraid but choose to move anyway. Many people wait for courage to come fully formed, but it never does. Courage does not arrive as a gift wrapped in confidence. It arrives in tiny sparks the moment you take action. That minute when you choose to speak your truth. That minute when you walk into the room you wanted to avoid. That minute when you pick up the phone and make the call you have been delaying. Those are the moments where courage shows up. And once you make it through that first minute, you realize the fear was bigger in your mind than in reality. That realization alone has the power to change how you see yourself and what you believe you can do. Every success story begins with one of those moments. Someone chose to write a first sentence, to record a first video, to make a first step towards something uncertain. None of them knew the full journey ahead, but their 1 minute of courage planted the seed. It may not have looked like much at the time, but in hindsight it was the beginning of everything. That is why courage is not about waiting until you feel ready. It is about deciding that 1 minute of bravery now is worth more than years of hesitation. Even in relationships, 1 minute of courage can heal wounds or build bridges. It takes courage to say I'm sorry, courage to say I forgive you, courage to say I love you. These moments may only take seconds to speak, but they have the ability to transform the future of two people forever. A life filled with silence and regret can shift into a life filled with connection and meaning, all because of a single courageous choice. Fear will always be present, and doubt will always whisper in your mind, but courage only needs a minute to prove them wrong. When you look back on your life, you will not remember the minutes of hesitation, but you will always remember the minutes of courage, because they were the ones that changed your path. Those small moments of bravery become the stories you carry, the turning points that shaped your journey, and the reason you became the person you are meant to be. Wasting minutes is wasting opportunities. And this is a truth that many people realize only when it is too late. Every minute that passes by is a chance, an opening, a possibility to do something meaningful. When you let those minutes slip away doing things that do not matter, you are not just losing time, you are closing the door to opportunities that could have been yours. It is easy to think that wasting a few minutes here and there makes no difference. But those wasted minutes add up into hours, days, and eventually years of your life. The future does not disappear because you lack talent, but because you did not value the time that could have been invested in growing your skills, shaping your mindset, or building your dreams. Opportunities rarely announce themselves with loud voices. They come quietly, disguised as small moments that ask for your attention and effort. It could be the opportunity to learn something new, to connect with someone, to start a project, or to take care of your health. When you waste your minutes being careless or distracted, you miss those subtle chances. The difference between those who move forward and those who remain stuck is not that life gave one more opportunities than the other, but that one knew how to use their minutes, while the other let them slip away. Think about how many people dream of change but never act. They say they want to write a book but never spend even a few minutes writing. They say they want to be healthy but waste their minutes on habits that hurt them. They say they want success but spend hours every day doing nothing that contributes to that vision. Wasting minutes is like leaking water from a vessel. You may not notice the loss right away, but over time, the vessel is left empty. That emptiness is the regret of missed chances, the pain of knowing you could have done more but chose to do less. It is not about never resting or never enjoying life, because rest and joy are also opportunities to recharge and feel alive. Wasting minutes is about letting time be consumed by things that add no value, like endless distractions, gossip, or complaining. Every minute wasted on negativity could have been used to create something positive. Every minute wasted on doubt could have been used to practice courage. Every minute wasted on comparing yourself to others could have been used to build your own path. Opportunities are born from the way you treat your time, and when you waste it, you are refusing the gifts that life is placing before you. When people look back on their lives, they often regret not what they did, but what they never did because they thought they had more time. They regret the wasted minutes that could have been opportunities to say something meaningful, to try something new, or to chase after something they loved. The saddest part is that opportunities once lost may never return in the same way. A conversation you missed, a chance you ignored, a minute you wasted. It may have been the very doorway to the future you were hoping for. Your life is not shaped by the hours you dream, but by the minutes you act. Each wasted minute is like closing a window that was open for you, while each valued minute is like stepping through that window into a brighter possibility. Opportunities are hidden in the everyday flow of time, and if you want to see them, you must learn to respect every minute you are given. Your future is shaped minute by minute, not year by year, and understanding this truth can change the way you live your life. Many people wait for the start of a new year, a new season, or a new chapter before they begin to change. They make promises to themselves when the calendar shifts, believing that transformation begins with a big milestone. But life does not wait for the year to turn. It is happening right now in every single minute you are living. Each moment is a chance to decide who you want to be, and those decisions do not pile up at the end of the year. They build up slowly, silently, and consistently with every passing minute. If you imagine your life as a journey, it is not the giant leaps you take once in a while that move you forward the most. It is the countless small steps you take every day. Each minute is one of those steps, and together they carry you to your destination. When you waste your minutes, you stand still or move backward. When you value them, you move closer to the life you desire. This is why it is dangerous to think your future is shaped only by yearly resolutions or rare opportunities. It is being shaped right now, even as you read, breathe, and think. The person you will become 5 years from now is not created suddenly in that future moment. They are being created today in how you choose to spend your minute. The discipline to wake up early, the courage to speak up, the patience to keep working, the humility to learn. All these qualities are built in small minutes. By the time the years pass, those minutes will have multiplied into habits, and those habits will have built your future. A single year is only a collection of 525 minutes, and how you treat those minutes is how your life will unfold. Think about how often people say they want change, but do nothing about it. They wait for a new year, for a better situation, for the right time, but waiting is just another way of wasting minutes. The truth is, your transformation can begin in this very minute if you decide to change your perspective, your attitude, or your actions. You do not need permission from a calendar to start again.